We met Charles in the House of Palms in the Botanical Gardens in Copenhagen. The subject for the meeting was, what is sustainable thinking?
Well, as you mentioned, sustainability is a buzzword, and lots of people tend to just use it as a fashion word today, a window dressing opportunity. But really, if you think about it, there are three cornerstones to sustainability. How to look at the economic perspective together with the social perspective and together with the environmental perspective put together, so that in a business, as an entrepreneur, one should actually be able to utilize these three ways in a win-win situation, so that a business can be born again, not necessarily now only, but also in the future, so that it can take care of all of its stakeholders around, and that it cannot be negative in any way for the future. So you don't just think of it as a business that is for now only, but a business that affects the well-being of people around, a business that affects the climate in a positive way, and a business in which you are happy because you're getting the economic returns that are in a clean way. I have two plants at home. Only two. That's simply because I'm traveling too much and I don't want to kill plants.
Even though Charles is not a great gardener himself, he knows some good examples of how more conventional businesses are being more innovative and thinking beyond.
For instance, if we look at what's the concept that I've just talked about, being cradle to cradle, where things are born and reborn, the concepts of companies such as Nike before that were actually more destructive are looking at how to utilize materials that they can actually feed into processes again and not end up having shoes that end up as landfill. Philips, for instance, Dutch Philips are looking at technologies where they can utilize material that can be recyclable and that can be reused into different processes in the end. Furniture companies, Steelcase, for instance, a perfect American example of a company. American, yeah, but funny enough, even the concept itself, cradle to cradle, started out partly American and partly German, is a concept that Steelcase is using to feed into how they can actually utilize materials for their furniture and recycle and reuse into new processes. And in the end, even if they don't need it for their processes, other business types, other industries could utilize that. It is that kind of thinking that we want to actually bring into entrepreneurs today, to see how they can actually use this and, foster it for the better. But look at this mango over here. This is a mango.
Charles is right now doing research on how startup companies can develop more sustainable business concepts. And he suggests that the entrepreneurs ask more critical questions.
If you're excited and you're starting your business, you think of an idea and you say, oh, this is going to make this is going to give me some good money. But in the end, you tend to think about the actual aspects of sustainability a bit too late in the process. And my challenge to entrepreneurs today is to think, my idea, is this a good idea? Ask the question, it's a good financial idea, but is it a good social idea, and is it a good environmental idea? What waste am I producing? Am I able to recycle this waste? Is it going to be something that will be negative for the environment? Is it something that is going to have too much energy use and not give back what it's given? All of these things are interrelated. The aspect of people, communities around the world, people who actually manufacture these things, the lifestyles of the people, and the sustainability of their lifestyles, how they can actually be able to live on in their generations. These are the core issues that we're talking about, because in my view, it's about people first. And then, of course, it's about how people can take care of the environment for them. And just behind you, this is a banana tree. Some people don't know what banana trees look like, but this is actually a banana tree here.
To sum up the essence of how to think sustainable as entrepreneur, Charles put it this way.
A good business, a good entrepreneur must first of all think, how am I affecting the people? And then, how are my products going to affect the people? And how are people going to learn from how to utilize products in a way that can be sustainable in the future and for now?